instrument is an important part of the music selection process. It's a decision that not only affects the 3 years that you were in band here at Lunsford, but follows you through high school band as well. You'll spend lots of time practicing and becoming an expert on your instrument, so it's really important that you pick the one that you feel is right for you. We hope you find this video helpful.
Hi, I'm Mr. Manning. Your instrument selection is important for a number of reasons. One of them is so our counseling team is able to build your schedule properly. At Lunsford, our band classes are set up by instrument family. This means your instrument selection actually decides which band class you'll be placed in. The 3 instrument families are woodwinds, brass, and percussion. There are several woodwinds classes and brass classes, and only 1 percussion class, but more about that later. After you select your instrument, we'll confirm with you in the spring via email. You'll get your golden ticket with your instrument selection on it. That means you're registered and ready to go for the fall.
Hi, I'm Lavanya and I play the flute. The flute is a woodwind instrument that makes sound by blowing across an open hole like this. It's tricky to do at first, but with lots of practice, you'll definitely be great at it. You can change notes on the flute by moving these keys, and the flute usually plays the melody and is the highest pitched instrument in the band. The flute case is also small and lightweight. I'll now be playing Adore You by Harry Styles.
Hi, I'm Gary and I play the trumpet. The trumpet is the highest sounding instrument of the brass family, and also it has 3 valves to change the notes. You can also change the pitch by the speed of which you buzz. Funny sound, right? When you put the mouthpiece into the trumpet, it sounds less like a duck and more like an instrument, like this. The trumpet plays the melody most of the time. The trumpet mouthpiece is best fit for those who have thinner lips. If your lips are more full, you may want to consider a trombone, baritone, or tuba. The trumpet case is pretty medium-sized, but it isn't really heavy.
Hi, I'm Amrita and I play the clarinet. The clarinet is a woodwind instrument that we need the most of. Usually about 1/3 of the entire band plays clarinet, and that's the way that we like it. Sometimes the clarinet plays the melody and sometimes it plays the harmony. It just depends on which piece of music you're playing. The clarinet uses a mouthpiece and a reed to make a sound like this. If you put it together with the rest of the instrument, it makes a sound like this. The clarinet changes notes by covering these holes, and the instrument comes in a bunch of smaller pieces so you can fit in a case like this.
Hi, I'm Jack, and I play the trombone. The trombone is a low brass instrument that uses a slide instead of valves or keys. It's the only instrument that uses a slide to change notes, and that's what makes it so much fun. To make a sound on the trombone, you buzz into the mouthpiece like this. It's a funny sound. And when you make the same sound while it's attached to the instrument, it sounds like this. The trombone mouthpiece is the same size as the baritone mouthpiece. Both are best for lips that are medium full or full in size. If your lips are thinner, you may want to check out the trumpet or the French horn. The trombone case is pretty large, but it isn't heavy. The case is long, but the instrument is hollow, so the case is easy to carry.
Hi, I'm Mr. Manning again. And today I'll be showing you about the oboe. So the oboe is a woodwind instrument, and it's the only instrument in 6th grade that uses what's called a double reed. Now, because it's so unique, there's a couple things you should know about the oboe. These reeds are very fragile and a little bit expensive. And because they're so different than all the other instruments, if you do pick oboe, mom and dad probably will have to consider the additional cost of the reeds and probably private lessons as well. More info about that if you send us an email. So how does it work? The double reed gets placed inside the mouth after soaking, and you can make a crow on it like this, which is kind of a silly sound. But when you put it all together, it sounds a whole lot better.
Hi, I'm AJ, and I play the baritone horn. The baritone horn has a few names. It goes by baritone, baritone horn, and euphonium. These 3 names have slight differences between them, but for the most part, they're the same. It is a member of the brass family. To make a sound on the baritone, you have to buzz into the mouthpiece like this. It's kind of a silly sound on its own, but when you attach the mouthpiece to the baritone, it sounds like this, which sounds much better than the mouthpiece alone. The baritone uses valves just like the trumpet and tuba to change notes. It uses the same mouthpiece as the trombones, so it's best for lips that are medium or full in size. If your lips are thinner, you might want to check out a trumpet or French horn.
Hi, I'm Lily, and I play saxophone. The alto saxophone is loud and heavy, and because it's so loud, we don't need as many in the band. The saxophone uses a mouthpiece and reed to make sound, like this. When you put it together, it sounds like this. We use keys to change notes on the saxophone. There are lots of them, as you saw. The saxophone doesn't break down into smaller parts, so the case is medium-sized and rather heavy. Unlike the baritone, though, you'll need to carry the saxophone to and from school each day. If you're looking for an instrument that plays more melody than the saxophone, check out the clarinet. We can never have too many clarinet players.
Hi, I'm Rishi and I play the horn. The French horn, or just horn for short, is a brass instrument shaped like a steering wheel. It's not exactly the same as a trumpet mouthpiece, but it's similar in size. You use it by blowing into the mouthpiece. It's better for thinner lips. If you have more full lips, you should choose the trombone, baritone, or tuba. We change notes on the horn by using these valves. French horn is the only instrument that only uses the left hand. Starting off, the horn is tricky for many students. Usually, students who find the quickest route to success have better on piano and singing, have a better chance with the French horn.
Hi, it's Mr. Manning again, and I play the tuba now. The tuba is the big chungus of the brass family and the lowest sounding instrument in the band. If you want a huge, awesome sound, then tuba is for you. Just like other brass instruments, the tuba uses this cup-shaped mouthpiece and a buzz to make a sound. The mouthpiece is very large and is best suited for those with fuller lips to get that strong buzz. When the mouthpiece gets placed inside the lead pipe of the tuba, you'll get this sound. The tuba uses valves like the trumpet and baritone to change pitch. As you can tell, the tuba is very large and somewhat heavy. The good news is, as a sixth grader, you'll use a 3/4 size tuba that makes the same sound, but is easier to hold until you grow a little bit. Then you'll be ready for this full-size tuba. The case is large and heavy, and even though it has wheels on it, you won't need to carry it back and forth to school each B-day. Instead, you'll keep one at home and one that stays here at school, so you only have to carry this mouthpiece back and forth to school each B-day. This is a lot smaller and more manageable than carrying an entire tuba.
Hi, I'm Milia, and I'm a percussionist. Percussion is unique. Percussion is the only section of the band that consists of more than one instrument. That means it's a very fast-paced and detail-oriented class where we learn several instruments in time that takes other students to learn only one. Percussion class is recommended for those students who are seeking more advanced band experience. If you have a few years experience on piano, percussion's for you. However, it's important to mention that percussion class is about far more than drums. In fact, most of the first quarter, we won't be using drums at all. Instead, we'll be focusing on keyboard and mallet percussion. This is the keyboard kit that you'll use for your next band class. This instrument travels to and from school each B-day, and you'll use it for at-home practice as well. When time comes, you'll use larger equipment that lives in the band room.
One more quick word about percussion class. Since there's only one section of percussion and is limited to 14 students, the spots are offered to students based on the scores of a diagnostic test. This year, we aren't quite sure what the test will look like, but we are planning it. It will likely be a Google Meet rhythmic test or a socially distanced in-person rhythmic test. We'll be reaching out to all families of students who select percussion as their top choice so we can schedule a diagnostic test. 14 students will be offered the opportunity to join Percussion 6 based on the scores of their diagnostic test. Students outside the 14 will be placed on a percussion wait list with the opportunity to join if the space becomes available. Students on the wait list will be assigned their second choice of instrument in the meantime, so there will always be a place for you in the band no matter what instrument you choose as your second choice. We want to find what's the best fit for you.